Good evening. I like to tell a story to all of you. A few times I have repeated this same story, but it is very interesting. During the Buddha's time, there was a young girl, and this girl was very innocent and very kind and very playful. And what happened? One day, she went to the house and took a basket of thread and went to a place to see her father. So what happened? While walking, this was a very long journey, so the Buddha, early in the morning, while surveying the world, he came to know this young girl would attain sainthood. So the Buddha wanted to point out and enlighten her to attain the sainthood. So what happened? While this young girl was walking, she came to a big place where the Buddha, a big audience, where the Buddha were delivering a sermon. And while delivering a sermon, this young girl listening, then went inside, saw the Buddha sitting and preaching. And then this young girl came, put the basket on one side, and then approached near to the Buddha, pay respect, and stand. The Buddha knew this earlier, this indication, and then the Buddha put 4 questions onto this girl. Where you come from? I don't know, the girl replied. Where are you going? I don't know. You don't know? I know. You know? I don't know. So, the people who are observing this, the way she answered, most of them got angry. And they, according to them, she is disrespecting the Buddha by answering in this way. Then the Buddha knew this very intelligent girl. Then she told, Venerable Sir, you know, I came from my house. And again, you know, you asked where I came from. I do not know from what past life I came here. Again, I do not know when the death will take place. And again, for the last, she told, she knew. It means one day this young girl had to die. That she knows. Then she answered all the questions. Now she took back the basket and left. So she's walking and walking, came to the place. The father was resting in a waiver seat. So while resting, she went and put the basket and slowly she said, Father. The father just woke up and suddenly one of the shuttle straight pointed her stomach and she died on the spot. The father could not understand why this young girl had to die in this manner, and even on that day itself, why? The father was crying and worrying, only a daughter had to pass away. Then, without wasting time, went to see the Buddha. Then the Buddha advised and gave a sermon and told him, this young girl already attained sainthood. Her birth took place at Devaloka. And you should not worry. She is fortunate and she have done her duty. Then the father was very happy. Later, he became a lay follower of the Buddha. The man became a lay follower of the Buddha, and forever he followed the Buddha. And this was the story during the Buddha's time. Thank you.
Page 132. Two stanzas, 143 and 144. Giri Nisodo Puriso Kochilo Kasmin Vijyati Yonindam Appabodhati Asso Bhadro Kasam Asso Yata Bhadro Kasanivitto Atapino Samvejano Bhavata Saddhaya Silena Cha Viriyena Cha Samadhina Dhamma Vinijayena Cha Sampanna Vijja Charana Patissaka Vahasata Dukkham Nidananapakam Giri Nisedo Puriso Kochilo Kasmin Vijyati Yonindam Appabodhati Asso Bhadro Kasaniva Asso Yata Bhadro Kasanivitto Atapino Samvejano Bhavata Saddhaya Silena Cha Viriyena Cha Samadhina Brahma Vinijayena Cha Sampanna Vijja Charana Patissata Vahasata Dukkham Nidananapakam. You don't know how to recite Pali. The meaning really is found in this word. Anyone who restrains by modesty, avoid reproach, as a thoroughbred horse avoids the like a thoroughbred horse touched by the wind, even so, he is strenuous and zealous by confidence, by virtue, by effort, by concentration, by investigation of the truth, by being endowed with knowledge and conduct, and by being mindful, get rid of this great suffering. Lot of Dhamma you can find here in these sayings of the Buddha. Hiri nisedo puriso. This word hiri, I think you have heard more than 1,000 times. Hiri and uttappa. Shame and fear. Here, shame means moral shame, not ordinary shame that we have. Fear, moral trait or moral fear. I have explained the meaning of these two words. Moral shame means by considering that these things are shameful, disgraceful, immoral, harmful, dangerous, we try to keep away from certain bad practices. That is called moral shame. For our human dignity, for our human intelligence, these things are shameful and disgraceful. Moral shame. Moral fear or moral trait means certain things which are dangerous or wicked or cruel or harmful, which create excitement, fear, when we see certain bad, cruel things, or when we commit certain bad things, which create some sort of fear in our mind by knowing the bad effect or the sufferings or the reaction. That is called moral fear. So such people are very, very rare in this world. Those who maintain moral shame and moral fear. If they maintain these two good qualities, even without any religion, they can maintain peace, harmony, unity, understanding, and can live peacefully because of these two good qualities. Before religions come into existence, understanding people upheld these two humane qualities, moral shame and moral fear. Later, when religions have been introduced, various other concepts and beliefs and practices they have learned, but slowly their shame and fear disappear. So, religion can become useless if there is no shame and fear. Sometimes religion is not important if we have shame and fear to maintain our dignity, to live as real human beings. The Buddha has given the name of a particular horse, so very talented, very intelligent. It is not necessary to use whip to threaten them or frighten them, because they are very understanding, very obedient, very talented. So human beings who maintain these good qualities also will be free from threat and frightening and various other unpleasant situations, because people respect them. People appreciate their attitude, their way of life. Then he says, like a thoroughbred horse touched by the wind, even so be strenuous and zealous by confidence. When they happen to touch the wind, this particular brand of horse maintain a strenuous and zealous by confidence, by virtue, by effort, by concentration, by investigation of the truth, by being endowed with knowledge and conduct, and by being mindful, get rid of this great suffering. Here he compared this particular horse to a disciple of the Buddha, who maintained these good qualities. What are those qualities? A strenuous effort and zealous attitude in their career, in their way of life. They never create frustration easily, disappointment or unsatisfactoriness very easily by analyzing, through understanding. They try to understand the real nature of the occurrences or incidents or the situation. In our case, even minor incident we take very seriously into our mind. We create our own imagination, suspicion, then fear and worries and disturbances, or sometimes violence also, because of minor incidents. So this understanding we had to cultivate. To cultivate this understanding, we must have some understanding capacity in our mind. Because we have different stages in our understanding. Like small children, youth, adult, elders, they have different level of understanding. Again, educated and uneducated, different level of understanding. Even amongst educated, also there are differences. Some are very highly intellectual, but others are only educated. So they have different level, different understanding. The parable is given in Buddhism when we get into a swimming pool. Small children also get into the same swimming pool. But they don't go beyond that, up to this level. They play up to this level, they cannot go beyond that, it's scared. And those who know how to swim little bit here and there, they go up to this level and again come up. But they don't go further. Those who know how to swim, they can go to the center or to the other end. It depends on their capability of swimming. So our understanding of the Dhamma is exactly like this. There is no age limit for that. They be very elderly persons, but still the understanding capacity is very low, not advanced. They depend on their own imaginations and concepts and belief, cannot open the mind to see things properly, to understand things. That is very important. Otherwise, forever we remain without proper understanding. Then, confidence. If there is no confidence, religious way of life is useless. We should not practice religion as a law. We obey the law, but we have no confidence. Because of fear, we obey the law. We criticize the law, but we have to obey. So religion should not be like that. To introduce law, must be free from that. Then, religion should not be practiced by threatening or frightening people. Religion should not be introduced by creating temptation in their mind. Oh, you can enjoy your life if you accept, if you believe this. Religion must be accepted, understood according to their own conviction, according to their own understanding, not according to the understanding level of others. Not because others come and ask us to do certain things or to believe something. If not, we can mention the name of the religious teachers. The Buddha says, like this, therefore we don't want to do this. Jesus says like this, therefore we like to do this. Or Krishna or Rama or Muhammad says like this, therefore we want to do this or we don't want to do this. But there is no your understanding. Just because they say, you accept. The Buddha did not encourage us. That is why confidence is important. I remember what Krishnamurti, one of the intellectuals, who has said about this. Those who always get ideas from others are second-class human beings. That means they have their own idea. For everything they want to get ideas from others. It is disgraceful. We must have our own idea, our own thinking. When we always depend on others to get ideas, we never think. We never give the chance for our mind to think. The Buddha's way of teaching is to dig out, open the mind, to think, to understand, and not to accept anything, thinking Buddha is a great man, therefore we must follow him, we must accept him, because he has revealed the truth. Confidence is very, very important. So whatever practices you have, whatever belief you have, if you have no confidence, that can become utter wastage. You can say this is our duty. You can say this is our tradition, or our custom, or our way of life. oh, this is our religious way of life. But there is nothing that you understand. You can see the difference. All your excuses are very artificial, superficial. You must have something to tell. Why we believe this? Why we practice this? Why we want to keep away from this? Your own idea, own conviction, your own understanding. Then you get the confidence, full confidence. So people do not practice religion with confidence. Either fear of punishment, or fear of God, or as a law, it's not our tradition. Or what to do, this is our duty. So these excuses are not acknowledged or appreciated by the Buddha. Try your best to gain some confidence. There is vast difference between faith and confidence. Faith depends on belief. We believe something, then it will become our faith. But we do not know actually whether this belief is right or wrong, true or not. But it has become our faith. But there is no confidence. Why? We have seen even our own experience, certain beliefs that we maintained earlier, after gaining more knowledge and more understanding and more information, we had to give up. Because we came to know that belief is wrong. That is the danger of uncertainty of faith and belief. These beliefs are going on changing throughout our life. No established faith. All are changing. Finally, people may remain without any faith. But confidence is different. We gain confidence through understanding, by realizing, by knowing, or according to our experience. After that, confidence appears. Then that confidence never disappears. I see the difference between faith and confidence. Virtue by effort. Virtuous life is called, now his name is Dhammika. Dhammaika, there are two words. Dhammaika, or Dhammajiva. One who lives in accordance with the Dhamma, or one who likes the Dhamma, Dhammika, or Dhammajiva, one who lives in accordance with the Dhamma. That is virtuous life. This Dhamma is not created by anybody in this world. Not created by God, not created by Buddha, not created by any other intellectuals or lawgivers. We have developed the Dhamma according to our experience. Started We do not know how many millions or billions of years ago this human mind then developing, changing, experiencing. Certain things we have accepted. These things are right. These things are good. These things are useful. These things are bad. These things are wicked. These things are harmful. That is called Dhamma knowledge. Not given by another person, not come down from heaven. Our own experience. That is called Dhamma. So virtuous or righteous, in simple language, respectable and harmless. These two simple words, very easy for you to understand. What is the nature of Dhamma? What is the way of life of the Dhamma? Respectable and harmless. Negative and positive. So Dhamma is the extraordinary characteristics in human life. This Dharma you cannot find in any other living being. They follow the nature, natural way of life. They have no sense of reasoning. They obey because of fear. They do certain things because of fear or for gaining something. Now let us take cats and dogs, monkeys, lions, tigers, that we train because of fear or for gaining something. They behave as obedience, understanding. They are not understanding living beings. Because of fear or because of gaining something, they obey, they listen. But human beings are not like that. They have that sense of reasoning and understanding. They know they had to suffer because of their good principles. But understanding people never surrender their principle to escape from suffering. They are willing to suffer to maintain their good principle. That is called Dharma. They do not violate Dharma for gaining little bit of material things. They do not break. They may lose material things because of their Dharma, but they don't worry. Why? Material things that we gain, we can use only for within this lifetime. Hereafter, nothing. But the principle, the Dharma that we upheld without breaking, we can continue life after life. See the difference. The Dharma. Because there must be an aim in our life. So without principles, without Dharma, it is impossible for us to reach, to achieve the final goal. Through the material gain or support, it is impossible for us to find out the aim of our life. But by cultivating, developing the dharma, the virtues, this is the treasure, or this is the property, or this is the special characteristic of human mind. Others do not know how to find out the aim of their life, how to make use of their life. But we have that knowledge. Although we are fortunate, our selfishness, our craving, or narrow-mindedness, misconception, mislead us. Then we surrender our noble principle. Here the Buddha says, we try to maintain this. Then by concentration, what is concentration? There are three words we always use when we talk about our mind. Contemplation, concentration, and meditation. Three words. These three words give different meanings. Meditation, when you refer to the dictionary, you can see actually deep thinking on a particular object. Deep thinking. It is called meditation. I meditate on this. But there is no religious value. Then I concentrate. When I say I concentrate, I take an object, then analyze. Use that analytical knowledge to find out, to understand what it is. Because we use very limited five senses, having seen, having heard certain things, only the superficial value or face value, outlook. But to understand what it is, we had to concentrate. To concentrate, we have to analyze and open. Then we can understand what it is. There you can find religious value. Understanding appears after that. Contemplate. Contemplate, to tame the mind, to train the mind. We take an object and go on either repeating or thinking. That is contemplation. reflection. I think you can remember I have mentioned the 5 points the Buddha has prescribed for us to contemplate. Jara dhammo mi jaran anatitoti abhinnan pajjavekkitabbam. Explain only one point. When we are young, we must contemplate our youth, our beauty, our complexion, our features never remain without changing, decaying. This is the nature of existence. So when we analyze and contemplate in this way, one day when we grow old, we do not worry. Because mind is used to it. We knew that earlier. We have been thinking, contemplating on this. Then take very easily. Take another one. Vyadhi dhammo mi vyadhin anatitoti abhinnan pajjavekkitabbam. Sicknesses are common at any time. Any sickness can come. Nowadays, many young people suffer from cancer. Just now I went to see a young lady who was about 35. Cancer. But earlier, a few years ago, she never thought that this kind of sicknesses can appear. This is the uncertainty of this physical body. Unexpected thing, unwanted thing, we had to face. Train the mind early, not to worry, not to cry when such things happen to us. These are the facts in our life. This is called contemplation. Contemplate on this particular subject. Through this contemplation, we train the mind. We tame the mind. And the mind becomes obedient, very understanding. After that, can stop crying, worrying, shouting, grumbling, accusing, blaming, because mind is very understanding through this contemplation. So, I explained these 5. Just now I explained only 2. Investigation of the truth. This is very important. Investigation of the truth. Don't accept religion. Don't accept the founders of any religion. Don't accept their teaching without investigating, without observing unbiasedly, without thinking properly. By thinking, oh, they are very powerful, they can do wonderful things, they can perform miracles, therefore we must accept their teaching, or we must pray and worship them. The Buddha has condemned all these beliefs. Although he could perform all these wonderful things, he said, don't accept me as a great teacher, thinking that I can do miracles, or I can cure sicknesses, or I reveal the truth. If you cannot understand, what is the use of that? None. That's knowledge. Investigation. Vinicca means judge. Dhamma vinicca, you become the judge. To investigate your Dhamma. The Dhamma that you hold as truth, you have to become the judge to investigate unbiasedly. Now if you accept the Dhamma through your faith at once, you cannot judge, you cannot investigate, because you have accepted already.
Or lack of knowledge, no knowledge. Because there are many things that you cannot understand. Take time. Your age, your education, your knowledge, your experience, your observance, so many things to contribute for you to investigate unbiased, without listening to others. Observe carefully. Then you can understand. Dhamma is true. Dhamma is not belong to any particular religion. No God, no Buddha, no religion can claim. This Dhamma belongs to them. It is not their property. The Buddha said this when he wanted to start his mission after gaining enlightenment. What he said? The Dhamma that I am going to tell you is not a new Dhamma. Not a Dharma created by me or by anybody else. Dharma existed earlier. Dharma exists always. But people forget this Dharma. They lose their understanding capacity or knowledge of the Dhamma. Then they accept certain other wrong ideas, wrong beliefs as Dharma. So what I am going to tell you, the Dharma that existed earlier, I am going to remind you. I am going to tell you that we are holding wrong beliefs, wrong ideas, wrong concepts as Dharma, as truth. Because of this, we had to face a lot of problems, opponents, because he has revolutionized the existing religious system at that time. Many religionists have become his enemies. Swami Vivekananda, one of the best religious teachers, very highly intellectual, very brave person, who appreciated the Buddha. He said, I like the Buddha, but not his teaching. It is a big blow to the whole Buddhist world. He mentioned this in one of his public talks. Recently, when they have reprinted this book, they have deleted that statement. I like the Buddha, but not his teaching is no more there. I was invited to give a talk in Singapore by Ramakrishna Mission, that's Swami Vivekananda's mission. I asked this question: why did you remove this statement of Vivekananda? I support him as a Buddhist. Then everybody opened their mouth and what I am going to tell them. I said, Vivekananda says, I like the Buddha, but not his teaching. I said, I support. But you are so surprised. Something is wrong with me. It is not that. Practical way. He said, I do not agree with the Buddha for his non-resistant, passive attitude. It is impractical. If we practice this, we cannot live in this world. People take advantage. People think we are fools. All the good qualities, when we are going to practice, we have to face enormous problems. Example, You are very generous. Whenever people come and ask something, you give. Then almost every day people come and bluff you. You become a fool. But generosity is a very good policy. Buddha has encouraged you to do that. And you are very kind. You have a lot of patience. Then people can do anything, whatever they like, you keep quiet. You meditate. You meditate. You are a very good man. You have a lot of patience, very kind, but they are laying the food behind you. In the end, you lose everything. Your worldly. So patience, tolerance, kindness, generosity are very good qualities. Of course, for the Arahants, the Buddhas have no difficulty to practice these things. Very easy for them. And very easy for them to tell. But what about you when you are going to practice? Every day you have to face enormous problems and obstructions, disturbances because of your good qualities. There may be some others who appreciate your attitude. So, what Vivekananda Swami is going to tell us is, Buddha is true. He is enlightened. We respect. What he said for our day-to-day life, when we are going to practice, we get into doubt. We had to face so many problems. So the difficulty of practicing in our day-to-day life until we attain a certain stage of sainthood. Now that is what he is. He is a practical man. Difficult. Buddha is a great, virtuous, enlightened religious teacher. The Dhamma revealed by the Buddha is true. But what he preached, when people are going to practice, they experience a lot of problems and difficulties. So they had to act, they had to practice very diplomatically. Otherwise they get into trouble. If you practice your kindness, your generosity, your patience, without wisdom and without understanding, always you get into trouble. Always people come and bluff you. Or people come and take advantage of you. Now that is what Swami Vivekananda said. I like the Buddha, but not his teaching, but the way how he praised the Buddha. When you read his public talk, they have written a lot of books. How he praised the Buddha. For our worldly life, the Dhamma taught by the Buddha, even the 5 precepts. How many of you can observe the 5 precepts without breaking? Forget about the rest, the deep aspect. How many of you can live without killing any living being, even the mosquito? How many of you can live without bluffing, cheating, swindling? How many? Unless is there. Now these are the problems, because this is the nature of worldly life. But if you really want to practice the Dhamma taught by the Buddha, to practice facing any problems, to practice, to follow the Dhamma, renunciation. After that renunciation, you don't feel that. Because the worldly attachment, worldly material gain, jealousy and greed, selfishness are not working in your mind. Now then, very easy for you to practice the Dhamma. That's why people renounce to practice the Dhamma. Before this renunciation, when you are going to practice this Dhamma, you must have a lot of courage and understanding. Otherwise you get fed up. You face difficulty. Because you are going to work with others who have entirely different mentality, different way of life, different character, different way of thinking, then clashes, disagreements, flare. So always, every day, we are facing these problems. By being endowed with knowledge and conduct, Vijja Charana Sampanno, you recite this every day. One of the 9 characteristics or the virtues of the Buddha. charana sampanna one characteristic. Moral development and conduct. Knowledge and moral conduct. Two different things. There are very knowledgeable, intellectuals, great philosophers, great thinkers, great teachers in this world. When you study their personal character, behavior, you can see they are either hot-tempered or egoistic or greedy or jealous. Some of these weaknesses you can find in any of those great thinkers, philosophers, teachers. On the other hand, there are many saintly looking people. All the good qualities, virtues are there in them. But their knowledge is very poor. Their understanding capacity is very poor. But they are very good people. Let us take some Arahantas. Arahantas divide into two groups. It depends on what kind of method or meditation they have practiced earlier to become an Arahant. Either Samatha or Vipassana. Those who have practiced Samatha earlier, attaining jhana, then finally in the end Vipassana, attained Arahanthood, and they have some supernormal, supernatural, miraculous power, only in them. And the other group, who practice Vipassana from the beginning, without cultivating Samatha or jhana, they become very perfect, very noble human beings. But they cannot perform any supernatural power or miraculous power. That is the difference. So in the same manner, all the intellectuals, teachers, great thinkers, philosophers divide into two groups. But you cannot find a single person who is 100% correct in virtue and in knowledge. There may be certain loopholes, little bit of jealousy or anger or egoism. But knowledge is wonderful, remarkable. The Buddha is called Vijjacharana. This knowledge and conduct, both are equal. There is nobody in this world who can point out a single weakness in his life, in his character, in his behavior. Even human emotion also, not in him. Arahantas have human emotion. Buddha is the only person who is free from emotion also. There is nobody in this world who can single out any weakness in the Buddha's character. That's why Swami Vivekananda said, I like the Buddha. Then the knowledge, the Dhamma that he taught, no one can say that there is no truth. No one can deny what he has said. What Swami Vivekananda said is the difficulty of practicing this Dhamma taught by the Buddha. His presentation. Otherwise, Dhamma is true. So can we find out, even followers of all the other religions in this world, who can point out the one word uttered by the Buddha is to tell it is wrong, either scientifically or philosophically or psychologically, can they point out? So far, no one could do it, because he has revealed the Dhamma. That is why Buddha is called Vijjacharana. You don't know what you recite. Every day you recite this and worship, but you don't know what you recite. Here it is mentioned, some of these qualities, in the same book. Iddhivitam Dippasotam Paratitta Vijaranam mental purity, mental development, and mental enlightenment in that psychic power. But there are some others who use their psychic powers to hypnotize people, to influence people through their psychic power. It's not limited to this kind of thing. This is complete purity, complete wisdom, complete perfection in this psychic power. Every morning, the first duty of the Buddha, to use this psychic power, to survey, to radiate, to see whether there is anybody who needs his service. And then he walked sometimes 200-300 miles by walking for the sake of one wicked man, cruel man, because he needs his service. Now that is the nature of his psychic. Next one, Dibba Sota. Sota means ear. Dibba means divine. Divine ears. The sounds that we cannot hear by using our normal ear consciousness. Those who have cultivated their psychic power, they can listen to the whole world. They can attune to listen to any part of the world what is happening. That is called Dibba Sota. He had that power to attune, to listen to any part of the world. What people are thinking, what people are talking, what they need, he can hear, he can understand. And that is the second characteristic. Next one. Meditations of the mind of others. Jeto pariyaya jnana. Jeto pariyaya jnana. Penetrating into others' minds to understand what they think, what they need, what are their problems, what are the hindrances, their understanding capacity. Nobody else can do that. Now when he wants to preach to someone, then he uses that. Then he penetrates his mind into that person's mind. He wants to see whether this person can understand what he is going to preach. Then he finds out what are the hindrances, what are the objections, difficulties that he is facing to understand what he preaches. Then he observes whether he has developed this mental development in his previous birth. By observing, studying all these things, you start to preach. Within 1 or 2 words, realizations appear in that person's mind. We cannot believe, we cannot understand how people attain arahanthood on the spot after listening to 1 or 2 words. And that is the technique. He injects to the spot. He doesn't talk anything people cannot understand. People come and ask so many questions. Straight away he finds out whether this person can understand the answer. If he cannot understand the answer, he keeps quiet. Because answer can create more confusion. And this is the Buddha's nature in life. Simple example. One of the disciples asked this question, whether the Buddha exists after his death. He kept quiet. He didn't say anything. But another disciple was listening to him. Later, he came and asked, why you did not answer to this question? And then the Buddha knew that this disciple can understand. Then he opened the mouth. His question is, whether the Buddha exists after his death. Right. He asked, do you think the Buddha exists now? He doesn't know what to think. he said, now let us take this body. Here, this is the physical body. You think Buddha is here? What is this body? Element. Do you think Buddha exists in any of these elements? No. He had to say no. And this child also say no. Alright. We have energies, mental energies, cosmic energies in our mind. Do you think Buddha exists in one of these mental faculties? He said no. Then we have 5 senses. Do you think Buddha exists in one of these 5 senses? He had to say no. Then where does Buddha exist? No. But the question is whether he exists after his death. Those who think in worldly way, those who analyze everything by considering in worldly way, by using worldly limited vocabulary, cannot understand. Because we have wrong concept. What is the wrong concept? The Buddha is not a person. We take him as a person, this body. This is the Buddha. Buddha is the enlightenment. Realizations of the truth and fact and reality. That is called Buddha. There is no Buddha who can see in this world. No one can see the mind. No one can see the atom. No one can see the Buddha. But we can see the body of the person who developed, who experienced, who gained that enlightenment. That's why he said to Akkali, that monk, who was watching, admiring, what are you doing, wasting your time? Buddha is not here. This body is a dirty body. You cannot see the Buddha. But through the Dhamma, your Dhammam passati so man passati. One who sees the Dhamma taught by the Buddha can see the real Buddha. The Buddha is like this. There will be a book that I am editing this. The Buddha as I see him through the Dhamma. Of 29 chapters. Will be out very soon. 45 years occurrences. Certain incidents. That is Dhamma. The Buddha as I see through the Dhamma, not through the history. The Buddha was the son of King Suddhodana and this and not that type of Dhamma. We out, but we need money. No. You know that booklet we printed 1 month ago. 15,000 copies. Today finished. What a big demand. Those who have read 1 copy come and take 10 copies, 5 copies, give to their friends. Now letters coming from other countries. 2 days ago I got a letter from America asking permission to translate into Vietnamese language. They have translated another one earlier. Within 1 or 2 months' time you can see the number of letters we get from other parts of the world asking to reprint and translate this book. Buddhism as a religion. 50 pages of it. Now we had to reprint. It was $1 per copy for printing. Now 2 more books are in the press now. Purpose of life. Is it wrong to be ambitious? These 2 books will be out. Because every Friday what we collect and some individual donations we use. We do not print less than 5,000 because wastage. Printers charges will be very high. So the Dhamma, when you study we can see the real Buddha. Not this book. This is artist expression, not the Buddha's expression. How they think, how Buddha look like. But you can see the real Buddha. When you learn the Dhamma, oh, the Buddha is like this. You create the Buddha in your mind. Then you gain devotion, confidence. No need to develop faith to understand. 9:30 still I could not complain this. There are many more to explain. I think next Friday I will continue. It's very interesting, very important Dhamma. I'm also very tired. And immediately after Dhamma also I had to give a talk in Telokirtan, then traveling for 3 hours, came back, then again went out to hospital. I don't know what is happening to me, something wrong happening. Still I'm talking. Anyway, very happy to see you every Friday, very present, looking faces with confidence. You take those. You know the difficulty of traveling nowadays, traffic jams and problems and your commitment, but you have that confidence to come and attend, to know something. I really appreciate that. So I have been doing this, I think not less than 30 years. I do not know whether still alive. Those few who attended the first 5 only at the beginning, in the veranda. Only 5. I can remember their names, but I don't think they are here anymore. 1960s. Still active. I have Akhiramina Punya